You've lost that love and thunder, Thor. Whoa, that love and thunder talk. You've lost that love and thunder, now you're gone, gone, gone through the divorce. Lore, yeah. You know, it must be called Lore because it's not Thor anymore. It must call him Lore, for, store, don't want any more. So this is a paid request. Thank you so much for that. For those that are interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics, commentaries, or reviews, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And listen, is this the worst Marvel film? No. I mean, I would say I think the Eternals is way worse. I think I hated Doctor Strange 2 more than this because I hate how they... I would say I hated Black Widow and Shang-Chi more than this. But I was not a fan of this film. I was not. I did not care for how they portray Thor. It's not the first time, but it's this ongoing thing where they're just goofier and goofier and goofier. And from the insane tonal shifts this film has, which is a good old case of whiplash, to these Marvel films get worse and worse looking. I remember reading up somewhere that some effects guys are going through hard times because they're put so much pressure and they're spread so thin that they can't create the quality. So maybe I won't blame the effects guys. I'll blame the studio, Disney, the directors. I'll blame them, the higher-ups then. I'll blame them for why these films look like shit nowadays, and they look like crap with the CGI. They look fucking dog shit. Someone had like a thing where they brought up what Thor, the first film, looked, and this film looked. And the first Thor looked better than this. You wanna know why? Because they're only doing like 2 movies a year. No TV shows, nothing else. There's 2 movies, so you guys put all your fucking talent, all your fucking time, all your fucking worth into this, and then into this. And that's it. But they're spread too thin, and they figured they could just do the bottom of the barrel, just the Marvel will just sell the tickets, doesn't matter what the quality is. And you know what? It is selling tickets, so maybe they got a point. Christian Bale, he's one of the best things about the film. At times it feels like Christian Bale is playing the Joker, which is interesting because he was Batman. So it's like, if you want to know what at times Christian Bale will look like as the Joker, here you go. But he plays a character named Gorr, which I looked at him up in the comics. He looks so much better in the comics. He looks like an alien thing in the comics. And I remember reading up, well, we don't want him to look like that because he'll look like Voldemort. Well then, I don't know, grow a brain, get some talent, get some makeup effects guys, get something else between, and don't make him look like Voldemort. Look at the comics, he looks cool in the comics. Here, is Christian Bale white with some orange eyes? Pretty much, like, Gorr looks so much better in the comics compared to this. Pretty much, he believed in the gods, his daughter died, the gods didn't give a shit. Suffering for your gods is the only purpose. And then thankfully, there's a fucking sword right there, right next to him, that kills gods. And then there's this weird bit where the god picks Christian Bale up, and the sword slowly materializes in his hand. I guess his god is blind. If you lift someone up, like, okay, imagine I lift this up, and then a sword, you know, I'm not going to notice that sword slowly being propped up, is slowly propped to the hand. You blind fuck. And then kills that god, and he's the god killer. Now, do we actually see him kill other gods? No. You see some aftermath. But, okay, let's go see him kill some more gods. Let's really get like a montage, or let's have a couple scenes of him killing these gods, and how he's able to kill these gods with how small he is, and how he's able to do it. That would really go into factoring in the intimidation factor of your villain. Like, there's one dead god who's like a massive god. It's like, okay, well, how did Christian Bale kill it with his sword? That would have been cool to see. But no, we can't see that. We can't see the God Butcher actually butchering the gods. Other gods. Just no, we gotta have Thor be silly and goofy. And what that comes to is that the first film didn't matter. Remember the first Thor? Remember the whole deal? Is that he was this cocky, arrogant goof, and he needed to learn about humble, eating a big piece of humble pie. Now he's back to being the arrogant, cocky, can do anything we want character. That growth is gone. And that's like a big part of it. It's gone because of jokes and humor and jokes and gags and jokes. All that stuff in the first Thor that Kenneth Branagh did. It's gone. Why is it gone? Because Thor to the Dark World sucks. It is a piece of shit. And they thought it was too boring. And it was boring. So then they looked at films like Guardians of the Galaxy. They realized how successful that was. So you get this director to do Thor Ragnarok. And I will admit, I liked Thor Ragnarok because it felt different and fresh, and how fun it was. On a visual palette, musical palette, the bells and whistles factor. It was the bells and whistles factor. But it is one of those films when you stop and think about it, you go, well, wait a minute, yeah, this is the destruction of Asgard. Why is the destruction meant to be a joke? Like, this is your home. This is your home. This is your population. This is your society. It's all dead now. Why are we making jokes? Oh wow, what a waste of Planet Hulk and that storyline. That could have been really cool. Oh, now they're going to turn the Hulk into a joke. And that, it was like the start of things to come. And I'm like, well, okay, if that's what it led up to for this, then I'd rather not have that in retrospect. I'd rather not have Thor Ragnarok in retrospect if it's going to lead to even more shit like this, and the Hulk taking fucking selfies looking like Steve Urkel, and what, that She-Hulk trailer where he was scared of She-Hulk. Oh, no. Bumblefuck. Steve Urkel Hulk. If that's the case, then fuck that shit. I don't want the shit. Fuck Marvel too. He's a Marvel hater. I like the first Iron Man. I like the 3 Captain America films. Yes, I like the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I like the first Doctor Strange. I like the first Ant-Man. A lot of Marvel films I liked. But this, they feel like they can do anything they want, and they don't care about talent. They just care about either jokes or their routine bottom line. That's what it means. And this, like, the jokes weren't even funny. The Guardians of the Galaxy, they're in this for 7 minutes, give or take. They're in a battle. I don't know why I was going to say Hulk, but I don't know why Thor doesn't help him in the battle in the first place. Instead, it's like, oh, he's going to meditate or something, but he's letting the Guardians of the Galaxy fight, and he could be helping them. Isn't Thor ready to go into a fight? But then they try to pull some bullshit out of their ass that still doesn't make a lick of sense if you actually try to think about it for a second. And like the human, like Korg, that's the one the rock thing that the director voices. Korg, might as well call him Tool. Fine, I'll just call him Tool. Rockman Tool. Because he sounds like a tool. Maybe he was kind of funny in the Ragnarok. Here, they all go overboard with his character. He's talking about, oh yeah, he worked out. He turned his body from a dad bod to a god bod. And oh yeah, he's had a lot of women. He loved a wolf woman on a woman wolf. And so the Guardians of the Galaxy are in trouble. Why Thor's just sitting there with a thumb up his ass. They try to explain, but it doesn't. I'm like, there's still people in trouble here that could die. Wouldn't you still want to help, especially after Infinity War? But again, Thor hasn't grown. He hasn't learned anything. It's been how many fucking films? Now, you can learn new things, but he hasn't learned anything, it seems. He might as well be the guy at the very beginning of the first Thor film. Seriously. And even the guy at the beginning of the first Thor film, he was willing to go into battle without someone having to fucking tell him. So he goes in, and yeah, superficially, did I enjoy some stuff, to be fair. Guns N' Roses is throughout the entire film. Guns N' Roses is the theme of this movie. I like that. I mean, you got this beginning scene where you got Guns N' Roses. You got Welcome to the Jungle. You got Paradise City. You got Sweet Child of Mine. You got littered throughout the film Guns N' Roses music. And I like that, because I like Guns N' Roses. And yes, action seems to be helped with music I love. Yes, I did like the Jean-Claude Van Damme reference, because as Thor's fighting these bad guys, there's a bit where he does a split, and he's holding the splits there. And then he does a helicopter kick on this like big vehicle. And it does the editing, you know, with Van Damme, you have it like the 3 edit with 3 angles of the kick. Ba, ba, ba. I will admit, as a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, I got a kick out of that. The CGI looks like shit because of, I think the effects guys are spread too thin and they don't have the fucking time to do this shit anymore. But as a big Van Damme fan, did I like that moment with the Guns N' Roses music? Yes. But then you got annoying humor where Thor's a fucking goofball joke of a loser, where it says goodbye to the Guardians of the Galaxy, and even Chris Pratt's character is looking at Thor and going, this guy's a dumb fuck. Chris Pratt, the guy that fucked things up in Infinity War, which, by the way, that's... is it Guardians of the Galaxy 3 where we're finally going to bring up that it's kind of Chris Pratt's fault that all those people died to begin with? Kind of ends up being Chris Pratt's fault. Are we never going to bring that up? Or are we finally going to bring that up in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? I assume so. And again, for all the hype that Guardians of the Galaxy's in this, they're barely in it and they barely do anything. And I have a feeling that movie's going to be fucked up because it's just typical Marvel nowadays to fuck things up. But like the bit where Chris Pratt's looking at his crew and then Thor's got to be like, look at me, look how goofy I am. And just, because they saved the city, oh no, I forget, what else did I forget? Did I forget the fact that there's a point that when he goes into battle, he rides his axe like a fucking broomstick, like a witch? Or the fact that by saving the city, he accidentally fucked up the city and broke up the city because, cue the laugh track. He saved the city, but the city crumbled. Ha 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 ha! Oh my god, Thor, you so silly. He tried to save the city, but then the city blew up. The city crumbled. It didn't blow up, it crumbled. He's so silly. Thor, you so silly. You so fucking silly. So fucking silly. So fucking silly. Yeah. He's so silly. You know what else is silly? The new Asgard, which is on Earth. Valkyrie. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. She's doing an Old Spice commercial. And this is going while Paradise Alley's playing with Guns N' Roses. So Valkyrie's doing an Old Spice commercial, and New Asgard has been a tourist attraction with, I shit you not, infinity cones. It's an ice cream shop with the fucking infinity gauntlet there. This is the thing that when it snapped, it killed everybody. Or, not everybody. It killed a big chunk of people. What's next? A swastika? Or a nuclear bomb? Let's do that. Let's have a nuclear bomb ice cream shop. The bomb is an ice cream cone. There you go. Here's the nuclear bomb. You know, Hiroshima. The Hiroshima shake. There you go. Did a Hiroshima shake just explodes in your mouth, doesn't it? Mmm. Hiroshima. There you go. The Hiroshima shake. Shakedown. Breakdown. Busted. Infinity cone. Everything's a fucking joke. I remember reading up that on the Loki TV show, there's a bit that the stones are just paperweights now. You know, the thing that they made up to be such an important issue for like 10 years? Someone has Infinity Stones, it's just fucking paperweight. Like busted up and nothing, just toys. They don't give a fuck. If they don't give a fuck, why should I give a fuck? Oh yeah, and by saving the city, Thor got 2 giant screaming goats. Apparently people said it was part of some meme. I don't know what the fuck that meme is. I was off the reservation at that point, I guess. I didn't get the memo on that meme from years and years ago. So now from time to time, these big, giant, screaming goats that scream in human voices come in, and it felt like my balls on a cheese grater. It felt like nails on a chalkboard, or, I don't know, a fucking balloon got inflated up my ass. And it popped. Sorry, I don't like that. I don't like balloons being popped into my asshole. I don't like these screaming fucking goats. I wish they were dog food. Fuck these goats up their fucking big ass. Oh, it was funny when they did that theme where they did the movie with the play within the play where it was Matt Damon Matt Damon being Loki. So we're going to do that again, and then we're going to play up Thor Ragnarok. I'm like, so you're doing a play on the event that made you homeless, and now have this new home and destroyed your entire city and civilization? You're doing a play on that? And oh, Melissa McCarthy is Hela, you know, the villain in Thor Ragnarok, and Sam Neill is Odin and Matt Damon and giant screaming goats. And this is what I'm talking about with the tonal shifts. We'll go from Thor doing a Van Damme split 360 kick, and then doing this goofball bromance with Chris Pratt, and screaming goats. Cut to, oh, Jane has cancer. Stage 4 cancer. Natalie Portman's character, Dr. Jane. Oh, she has cancer. Well, I mean, how many stages are there? 4. Well, I mean, that's what they say. So we cut to screaming goat humor. By the way, this girl has cancer. We'll cut to infinity cones and Melissa McCarthy as Hela to the gods are being killed. And this woman who we haven't seen since like the first Thor movie, who was an ally of Thor, was a lady Sif. She's in trouble. And Thor, we need your help. Please, Thor, we need your help. And this is when Thor is goofing off doing this stupid shit while your friend needs help and your friend Sif is in trouble. But you're doing this goofy fucking shit because, oh, we're not taking it seriously because who cares? It's the MCU. You shouldn't take it seriously. Why so fucking serious? What do you expect? You expect the Shawshank Redemption? No. People didn't say that when Iron Man came out. First Thor came out. Captain America films came out. There was humor. But it was... Tonal was shaped better than this. What the fuck? My friend Michael Keane, I think he's going to lose his mind if he ever sees this. Just, he hated Thor Ragnarok. And Michael, if you see this, if you hated Thor Ragnarok, you don't lose your fucking brain. You don't lose your mind watching this. You don't lose your fucking mind. You don't lose your fucking mind. So then, one battle's happening, and Jane is now the Mighty Thor with Mjolnir. Because she went to Asgard, and there's the broken hammer, and then as she's looking at it, it goes back. And they make some explanations as to why that happened. I don't give a rat's ass. But she seems like a better Thor than Thor. She seems more capable of using that hammer than... Well, I shouldn't say Thor in the first movie was capable, but in the last couple movies. Pretty much during this battle, the children of the new Asgard are taken by Christian Bale. And again, the Christian Bale... Maybe it's not really his character. I liked his acting, Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale was trying. If I understand, there was like a 4-hour cut, so a lot of his shit got cut out. But he's trying with what he's given. Like, there's a bit where after he's kidnapped the kids, he's talked with them and staring them. It's like, oh, here's a creature. Took his head just like this. It takes the head off and stares the kids. Like, he's being kind of a serious threat. And then you cut to shit like the gods. What the fuck is that? Oh, you know what? I bet I know what that noise is. It's someone literally, like, crunching up. They're doing this. Because they're listening to what I'm saying. Someone outside with their Superman hearing. They're doing this. And they're like, yeah, I'm pissed off too. Yeah, I'm doing that too. This is Ali. Yeah, I do this. Zally. But it'll go to that serious stuff to... Oh, we have a scene where they go to see Zeus, played by Russell Crowe, who's talking in this fucking weird accent. I don't even know what fucking accent he's meant to be portraying. He sounds like a guy that works at a deli or something. And they looked at the different gods, and one is the god of dumplings. It looks like a melted Kirby from Nintendo. Oh, you have a joke where Valkyrie has a grenade, and Natalie Portman goes, "That's a grenade?" No, clicks a button. It's a portable speaker playing whatever the fuck song it was playing. And, like, the lines of dialogue, like, Thor's like, "We will find your children, and, we will feast, but not on the children. I mean, we don't do that anymore. It was dark times back then." Like, this rambling humor that I'm sitting there going, so, wait, we're meant to believe that Thor and them actually ate children back in the day? What the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? So they go see Russell Crowe because they want their help, and also Zeus has the lightning bolt, a weapon they need. And Russell Crowe, like, half his dialogue is about, "Do not talk or you will not come to the orgy." "Okay, fine, you will not be coming to the orgy." Like, that's the... Then they attack, and they fight, and I guess the way they bleed is, like, through gold, and... Oh, yeah, of course, the bit where Thor is tied up, and then with a flick, he gets naked. Imagine doing that with a lady. Imagine if that was Natalie Portman chained up, and she was naked. You think they would allow that, and let us see her naked ass? Any female character, you think they would be chained up and naked ass, whether for comedy or not? No. And no, I did not need to see Thor's naked ass. Again, this is just a fucking unfunny joke of a movie with, to me, bad special effects, poor CGI, tonal shifts that are jarring and neck breaking. At times, Christian Bale like disappears, probably because they cut his shit out. Because I think Christian Bale was acting his ass off, and he wanted to create a good villain. And I think they cut a lot of the shit out because so it wouldn't mess up their goofball movie. Just the little bits you do see of Christian Bale, he's trying. He's trying. I'm sorry, people can disagree, but I can't knock Christian Bale on this one. I think he tried. It's just I think the director, like I said, if there was a 4-hour cut, I think Christian Bale mentioned like a lot of his stuff got cut out. Yeah, I think he was trying. He was acting his ass off, and they cut his shit out. Probably because he was too good. Because he's definitely the best. He does the best acting job in the movie. So the fight erupts. They kill Zeus. Get the lightning. The thunderbolt looks fucking stupid too. Looks cheap. It was like a cheap prop. Silly humor. You think Korg is dead, the tool, but he's not. His head is alive. He got insufferable in this movie. He got irritating in this movie. I didn't laugh at his jokes. He was just completely unfunny. They like double his dialogue. You just want him to shut up. So one thing leads to another. They find Christian Bale, who captures them, ties them up. It was interesting that his world is strictly in black and white. Except maybe one or two things have colors to them. A fight breaks out. Valkyrie gets injured. They gotta escape, but Christian Bale takes the axe because he needs the axe. Jane, she's bedridden. They tell her that if she uses Mjolnir one more time, she may die. So you know what's going to happen. Because Thor goes off to save the kids. I guess because of the Thunderbolt, he's able to give his power of Thorness to all the kids. Because of the Thunderbolt. Fuck, if that's the case, you should have done this earlier and for the Infinity War or for fucking Avengers Endgame. There you go. If it seemed like he knew this would happen too. If that's the case, again, for fucking Avengers Endgame, you should be like, you know what? Let me get this Thunderbolt and let me do this and imbue Captain America and Hulk. Could you imagine Hulk being imbued with the power of Thor? You think Hulk is badass now imbued with the power of Thor? Holy shit. But no, it's just so that the kids to Guns N' Roses music fights the bad guys. And I like the music, but I could just watch and listen. I could listen to the music by itself on YouTube. Maybe if it was a better film and it looked better, it sounded better, it was better written, it wasn't as annoying or as irritating or as unfunny. It wasn't just much as a fucking joke, because Thor sucks the fuck off a duck of fuck, and he gets his ass beat by Christian Bale, so he sucks ass. So Jane has to use Mjolnir and save his ass. Oh yeah, you also have this stupid fucking humor where he'll talk to Mjolnir, come to daddy, and then the axe gets jealous. I shit you not, the fucking axe gets jealous. The Stormbreaker, it gets jealous because he's talking to the hammer. It's a fucking love triangle between Thor, a hammer, and an axe. Just relax, bro. It's supposed to be funny, bro. It's supposed to be laughing, bro. It's a fucking joke. Like this whole fucking Marvel thing, this whole fucking superhero thing, been a goddamn joke. Fuck. And people wonder why I like the Batman. Yeah, you wanna know why I like the Batman? To actually try to tell a fucking story about a guy going from a vigilante to a hero. And while it does have flaws, including running time, I think it succeeded fairly well. Because this film came and told that basic of a fucking story. So he shuts the fuck off a duck a fuck. And while Jane is doing a better job fighting Christian Bale than Thor did. And Thor is just getting the axe loose so he could take it. Again, why is that, Natalie Portman's doing better fighting Christian Bale than fucking Thor was? Jesus Christ. So then, with the help of Jane, they break the weapon, which was cursing Christian Bale's character, the sword. This portal's been opened where they go to this figure named Eternity, and I don't know Eternity in the comics, but you can make a wish. And Thor says a couple words like, hey, you know what? If you want to make that wish, fine, but you can also wish for your daughter back. And he goes to Jane, and she's dying. And Christian Bale sees it. He decides to make a wish for his daughter. And his daughter, if you're wondering, the roosters, they know. My neighbor's roosters, they know what's coming. They're moaning in pain. The daughter's name is Love. The daughter's name is literally... My brain short-circuited. Love. 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 Thus, when Jane dies, and then Christian Bale dies, because of that curse, now it's going to be a sitcom where Thor is a single dad cooking in aprons, and the little girl could just use Stormbreaker. Perfectly fine. Little girl just knows how to use Stormbreaker now. And now I guess Thor has got his hammer again. And that's why it's called Love and Thunder. Little girl, love, Thor, thunder. God of Thunder. Love and thunder. And even the Tool, the Rock Man, says, and they were love and thunder. And I sit there going, puke and stain, bull and shit. That's what it should be called. Thor. Bull and shit. Thor's a fucking joke. Like every fucking character's a fucking joke. Doctor Strange is a fucking joke. No wonder Robert Downey Jr. got Iron Man killed. Maybe he knew that if he didn't, it'd be turned to a fucking joke. So, Robert Downey Jr., you're the smartest guy. He's like, I need to get the fuck out when I can. Because when people think of me, they think of the good times. They think of these people, they think of the bad times. I just say Chris Evans, he was smart too. He's like, I need to get the fuck off this train as well. I have 3 Captain America movies which are better than the shit we have nowadays. Just from... I think Christian Bale had potential. I think they wasted him because they cut a lot of his scenes and they put him in the stupid, goofy movie when he's trying to act. Chris Hemsworth is a fucking joke. He's a goofball joke. He made Thor into a goofball joke. Anything remotely of Thor in the first film is fucking long gone. I don't care about the fucking credits afterward. Oh, you know, Hercules, Zeus is still alive, and Hercules go after Thor. I don't give a fuck about Hercules going after Thor. I don't care if it's Hercules Hernandez. I don't care if it's fucking Hercules with Lou Ferrigno. Or fucking Dwayne the Croc Johnson. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about any more Thor films. Goofy, stupid fucking humor. Consistent amount of dags. It's trying to tell a story. Then it's this whiplash of put as many rambling jokes as possible. And stupid screaming goats that were annoying 10 seconds in. Bad visuals. I don't think it's that visually good looking of a movie. Again, the effects have gone downhill. Look at the fight scene in Black Panther. The end fight scene. You know, the Oscar-nominated movie Black Panther. Even if you like the film, watch the fight between Black Panther and Killmonger again. And tell me that's good looking. I thought Blade 2 back then looked better. That was what, 2002 or so? 2001, 2002? Russell Crowe being irritating as fuck with whatever the hell accent he was doing. Was he trying to be, like, just Greek? So a Greek accent? Was that what he was trying to do? I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. God damn it, man. Guardians of the Galaxy didn't even need to be there. Fucking wasted. Good music, but I could just listen to the fucking Guns N' Roses album. Natalie Portman, I don't think her character was that insufferable. I really don't. Now, there are moments like Chris Hemsworth gets naked and Natalie and Valkyrie decides to not help at first so they can look at him. And I'm thinking, what if that was reversed? What if it was Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth was like, let me look at her a bit? That wouldn't fly, so double fucking standards. That's annoying, but that's more of the script. Is it Walt? You know what? At the point, I don't give a fuck if it's Walt or not. It's just a shitty, unfunny movie. That's what I give a fuck about. Didn't laugh at all. I'd smile because there was a Jean-Claude Van Damme reference because I like Jean-Claude Van Damme. And you know what? I'll just go watch fucking Van Damme movies then if I want that. To see the helicopter kick done by a professional. Now with a bunch of fucking CGI things. I mean, when you got to the fucking kid was named Love. Fucking done. Fuck Marvel. Fuck Thor. Fuck Love and Cocksucker. Love and Thundercock. Fuck it all. Later.